What's up, YouTube? Welcome to my new room. Pretty cool. So, I moved to Colorado. I now live in Aurora, which is right by Denver, if you don't know. It's like east, southeast Denver. Mostly just east, but yeah, I uprooted myself from Oregon and headed, just took a trip. And now here I am, headed on out here. I'm living with one of my best friends, Oz, and he had a room in his house, which is kind of why I decided to pull the trigger and uproot my life. And my sister also lives 30 minutes away, so it seemed like a fun opportunity to just get out here and have two people that I already know and love and start up something new, try something different. And so far, it's pretty chill. I've been here technically longer than a week, but I took a road trip and went down to Bakersfield, California for Lightning in a Bottle. If you've ever heard of that music festival, and I was there for about a week. And I also visited a couple friends in LA that you might recognize the name of. Saw my buddy Halston and his girlfriend Machima. That was super fun. And then I ended up driving back. So I've just been bouncing around, honestly. The last couple months have not felt super real because I got out of my apartment mid-April because it was infested with fleas, which was terrible. Do not recommend. And then I sort of couch hopped and had all my stuff in a storage unit. And I went to go visit my uncle in North Carolina, both my uncles. Spent about a week with them. And then I came back and hung out with people more, and then took the road trip to Denver and drove there. And then I unpacked all my stuff and then was here for like 4 days. And then I drove to California. And then I came back. Now I'm actually back. And I'm looking for work, and I'm starting to shoot weddings again with a friend that my uncle connected me with. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to shoot my first wedding with him this coming weekend. So that should be cool. The elevation is really weird. It feels definitely off. Like I'm waking up and I'm kind of like, according to my sister and Oz, that can happen for a little bit and doesn't really go away for about a month. I'm trying to counteract it with exercise, but it's pretty significant. I think it's like we're at like 5,500 feet here or something, or 58. So yeah, over 5,000 feet. Definitely you can feel it when you're used to living at like 200 elevation in Oregon. So I'm a total wuss for the elevation. But yeah, I guess as far as my plans go, I don't really have any structured plans. I think to me this is really more of an experiment to just see what it feels like to uproot my life and do something different. A lot of people are asking me like, well, what do you want to do? What are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I have my music set up, and I have these thoughts in my head where I want to make more videos and I want to like put myself out there more and have time to do that. But it's hard, It's hard anywhere you go. Like you still kind of feel, I still feel this like pressure from a lot of people and it's my own self-made pressure, and I know that, but I feel like there's this pressure to perform and do something great, it's funny, I just watched Cody Warner's video, and he was going off about how he was stuck trying to make something profound, and I don't know what that is with creative people. I just talked to Kote on the phone, my friend Kote, and we were talking about this struggle too, where it's just like, why don't you just get out your camera and make something, and be present with where you're at and just not overthink it. I think as I've gotten older, I tend to overthink this a lot more, and I overthink the value of what I'm making, and you don't have to go through all these hoops, you can just like have fun with something, and that's great to just make something and have fun. Or at this point, like this video is it's more of like a time capsule for me, because I can go back and maybe in 10 years, what was I thinking when I moved out to Colorado? What was going through my head, and revisit that. And I guess I could talk about some of the stuff that was going through my head when I decided to make this move, because I think maybe some people would resonate with it. For the last year, I've been feeling a lot of things. In the past couple months before I decided to move, I was having these moments where I'd wake up at 4 a.m. and I was staring at my ceiling. I'd wake up from nightmares almost, and maybe I wouldn't call them nightmares. They weren't super negative or intense in that way, but I would wake up and I'd feel like I was in the wrong place, and I feel like I was not supposed to be there. And I had this gut wrenching weight that was you need to get out, you need to try something different. So that was probably the biggest contributor, honestly. The other thing is living in a space where lots of people, and it's kind of a double-edged sword, because you end up having all of your time spent because people are always doing stuff, and I'm really grateful to have all the connections that I do, but to some extent you wake up and you're like, why have I not been able to do X, Y, Z? And it's because every moment of your free time is kind of filled with what everyone else is doing, and I definitely had a bit of that. I think the other thing too is just feeling like I still don't really know what I'm trying to do with my life. I mean, I'm trying to make music, I'm trying to, make videos, I'm trying all this stuff, but, I guess I have this really high standard for myself that's feels impossible to reach. And I have to know if would moving change that? Would it impact it in that way? And so yeah, I mean, hopefully I'll figure that out here, or maybe it won't do anything. Who knows? But yeah, those were kind of the other things. There was also this realization that I've always been a very big people pleaser, and I have planned a lot of my life out in accordance to other people. And I had these instances where I realized you're just going to do that anyway, why am I planning my life around you? And I don't need to name names with those people. It doesn't really matter. But what matters is that people are always going to put themselves first, and I think that you should do that. I think that's the healthiest thing. I don't think it's healthy to, not have your house in order and feel like you're doing everything for yourself. You need to care for yourself and do what's best for yourself. And sometimes that does mean putting the needs of other people ahead of you, especially if you have children or something like that. But I had created these expectations with people that they were going to put me on the same level, and it didn't happen. And again, this isn't a negative thing. This isn't I'm upset or anything like that. It was just the realization that that's how life is. As an adult, people will put themselves ahead of you, and that's great. That's what they're supposed to do. And I haven't really known how to do the same. I also don't really know what it looks like. I think I've just really lived my life in accordance to other people, and I'm trying to learn to not do that, I guess. And you should still give to people and be present in people's lives and stuff, but you should also have your own goals and aspirations and know what that looks like for yourself, and know what makes you happy, what fills you up and what fires you up, and do you plan for those things, and do you do those things, or do you just get subjected to what everyone else wants and what everyone else is doing? And that's exactly who I've been. I've been this person that just oh, you're doing this? Okay, I guess I'm doing that, and not putting myself first. So hoping I will change that, but we'll see. It's an ongoing process of growth. So yeah, here I am in Aurora, Colorado, checking it out. This is just a talking head video. I don't think I'm going to make it anything spectacular. I just wanted to update you guys and update the world, and I hope you're all doing spectacular, and I hope you're finding ways to put yourself first and care for yourself so that you have more to give and more to offer people. I think that there's, you know, I've watched people that give and give and give get burned out and not be the best versions of themselves and not be their aspirational self because they take this route of, people pleasing or serving other people. And while I think that's selfless and great, like, you really have to learn to balance it and to make sure that you are giving yourself enough too, and giving yourself enough time and love and energy. And because I think that's going to put you in the healthiest position, and it's going to allow you to, be more present and be more loving in everyone else's life if you don't feel drained. And also take your time to heal, man. I think that's been a really big thing for me in the last years. I've taken the necessary time to do a lot of that, and I'm still doing that, and I'm proud of myself for that. Keep healing. Keep healing. Healing is an ongoing process. It's an ongoing process of learning and opening yourself up to the world, and opening yourself up to yourself to, like, look at the pain you've experienced and to learn to let it go. You have to do that. It's so important. You're never gonna be your best self if you don't look at yourself and deal with the pain that you carry around, because it's just gonna end up harming other people. So yeah, I think that's it. um, who knows what will come with the future, but here I am in Colorado, trying something new. Try something new. Keep healing. Keep loving on people. And yeah, I love you. Cheers.